Hey, welcome to Backyard Woodworking. Today we're going to do something a little different. It's a kind of a combination of a lesson and a shop tip rolled into one. We're going to start doing some videos on different kinds of joints for making cabinets. Now you're going to make a cabinet door. There's all kinds of ways you can make a cabinet door. You could use pocket screws, plug the holes in the back, sand them, and if you're painting a cabinet, fine, you'll never see them. They'll disappear under the paint. But if you're going to stain the wood, that's not a good choice. Alright, so you can use a traditional mortise and tenon joint where you cut a tenon on one piece and a mortise on the other. I always try to do the mortise first. That way you can make the tenon fit the mortise a little easier. This one we're going to do is called a half lap joint. Now this joint has been used for years and years and years. It's a good sturdy joint. You get a lot of glue area. Now there's a couple of tips. I'm going to show you one. I'm going to put the camera down. You won't be able to see me too well, but I want to try to aim at the saw so you can see it. Alrighty, now, we got the camera down now, so what I've done here, I got two pieces of 3/4 stock, about 2 inches wide. What I've done is I marked the width of the stock down. That's how you make a half lap. You got to go as thick as it is this way and this way. I got a line drawn across. You can do it just by setting your pieces on a table and going like so, draw a pencil. Identical. Alright, now what I like to do, make a test piece. If you're going to do any kind of joinery, always make a test piece, even a couple of them. What I want to do is I have a dado stack in here, and I have a fence, and I'm going to set my fence to that line for my or my cut. Now I'd rather have it a hair proud. I could sand that and having it way in or way out, you know what I mean? And you can always adjust it back and run it through again, but get it where you set it up and you're going to run it. Now, a half lap, you got to get halfway through this. Now, if this is 3/4 stock, that's 3/8 of an inch. So I could take a line with a gauge like this, put a line here, and a line here, and them lines pretty much match up. Now what I want to do here is set my blade so it's just below that line. And I'll show you why. Now what I want to do is set this blade so it just cuts below it, and I'll show you why. We're going to make a cut. Couple of pieces through the end here, and as you can see right there, I got a little bit left. Well, that means I just got to put up my blade half of that distance. So I'm going to just take that blade here, and we're just going to give it just a little bit of a raise. And let's try it again. That got all tiniest bit there. That's a little discrepancy in his wood. It's a little warped. It's not good stuff, but this is just for a demonstration purpose. All right, so now that I know I got a good piece there, get another piece of wood. All these pieces here, about the same. Now I know. So I'm about halfway through there because I went back and forth till that blade just touched. So now I set my fence to here. To the mark, I want to go for my cut, and let's give it a try. Is pretty crappy, like I said, but I just use it for test wood. Now I should get a fairly level joint here. Put that together, and that is perfect. A little bit of sand in here and there. Now as far as my cut, I'm a hair back, so all I got to do is just pop my fence a hair, run them through again, and I'm dead on with a test piece. That's what I wanted to show you. That makes a good lap joint. A little bit of sand in here. Bingo. That is a nice fitting joint. Now you could use this joint like you're making a mailbox post, only it just goes over like that, and there's a mailbox post. Cut half out of each. You can use a circular saw for that and a chisel. And there's another good use for a half lap. But this makes one nice base frame. When that's glued and clamped together, you got a good strong frame. If you want to make it rustic, drill a couple of little holes here and there, and put a 1/4 inch dowel in it, and glue that in there, and make it look old-fashioned. And then that's a peg joint. That ain't never going nowhere. Well, that's today's little lesson. Thanks for watching Backyard Woodworking, and please subscribe, like, comment. It all helps. Thanks a lot.